welcome once again to Scorpion Cigar Reviews. Tonight I will be reviewing the 601 La Bomba Nuclear. This is a 6x50 stick, which is basically a toro size cigar. It has a Nicaraguan Habano wrapper, and it has Nicaraguan Ligero long filler leaves. I'm not sure about the binder. It has what appears to be maybe a triple cap, perhaps a triple cap, but it's also this like a pigtail style, like a wick, like a bomb kind of thing, type of thing going on there. Okay, whatever, nice little gimmick there. La Bomba, I get it. Anyway, there's not a whole lot on the wrapper as far as nosing. The foot, a little bit of cedar, subtle hint of leather, maybe some seafood type spices like an Old Bay type of thing, something like that. Okay. All right. It's kind of lightweight. Doesn't have any real heft to it. The pack seems to be just fine. It's pretty firm, a little bit of give to it, just as it should be. Tight seams, I mean, they almost completely disappear. You really have to look for the seams to find them. Boy, they just almost completely disappear. All right, some small veins, nothing to write home about. The feel is like a dry, leathery type of feel. Whatever. All right. I'm using just a basic guillotine cutter. I'd like to mention while I'm getting this cut that this cigar was gifted to me by a friend on a group on Facebook, one of my cigar groups that I'm in. This was gifted to me by Victor Esposito. Thank you very much, my friend. Pre-light draw. Some nice leather notes there. Real nice. A little something else in there. I'm not quite sure what it is. But you know, it's all part of the adventure. All right. Well, excuse me. This is one of those cigars that has the one and only band is at the foot, so you have to remove it immediately. All right. Came off nicely. Almost looked the wrong end, because I'm an idiot. Get a nice toast going to the foot. Give that a shot. Right off the bat, that quintessential blast of pepper on the retrohale. Pretty much come to expect that these days. Every now and then it won't be there, but for the most part it is. Varying degrees of intensity, finish, arrival, various places on the palate, whether it's forward or in the rear or somewhere in the middle. But typically, pepper is what you first find when you first light a cigar. Lots of pepper there, folks. All right. I'm going to continue this cigar on, and I'll come back somewhere in the first third. See you in a bit. I'm pairing tonight's cigar with Chaos Mountain Brewing Mad Hopper. This is a very hoppy beer, a local micro brew. Actually, I enjoy this beer quite a bit, actually. In fact, this is my last bottle. I'm going to have to go buy some more. A little bit of a fruity character. But the big news, not that it's really news, being having a name like Mad Hopper and then it is an India Pale Ale. Very hoppy brew. Real good. If you like very hoppy, intense hoppy brews and micro brews and that kind of thing, I can highly recommend this to you. A little bit of sweetness there. Being an India Pale Ale, it doesn't quite follow the India Pale Ale 100%. It's almost thick and sweet along the lines of maybe a stout or something along those lines. Kind of thick, kind of sweet, very full-bodied. That bitterness from the hops helps to make it very refreshing. If this wasn't a real hoppy beer, it might not be quite so refreshing, being kind of thick and sweet and rich and full-bodied and that kind of thing. So that the bitter hops really help to make this a very refreshing beer. Good stuff, Chaos Mountain. There you go. There's another plug. Look at that. 2 cigar reviews in a row with a plug to somebody else. Let's get back to the cigar review. See you in a bit. Good stuff. Let's talk a little bit about lighters and flame height, that type of thing. Do you use a match, wood match, paper match? Paper matches are maybe not the best way to go. Anything with sulfur on it, a good quality wooden match, okay, sure. You strike it and let the sulfur burn off and wait till it starts burning into the wood. Let the sulfur dissipate. And use that to light your cigar. You have cedar spills, but that requires a lighter or a match to get them going. You have soft flame lighters, you have table lighters, pocket lighters, single torch, triple torch, double torch, quadruple torch. It's all a matter of preference. Windproof, not windproof. What do I use? I use this nice little Cigar lighter. It's a twin torch lighter. Now, when I first acquired this lighter, it's about $70 at my local tobacconist. That's about what you're going to pay. Maybe a little bit cheaper online, but I'll tell you something. You go to your brick and mortar store, you spend the 70 bucks or whatever they're charging. Maybe you'll catch it on sale. Maybe they'll have some kind of coupon code where you get it for a couple bucks cheaper. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Go to your local brick and mortar store. You're going to spend a couple bucks more, but a reputable brick and mortar store will honor the lifetime warranty right there in-house. You ever have any trouble with the lighter? If they can't fix it right there on site, maybe it's clogged, maybe it's out of adjustment, maybe something came loose. If they can't fix it right then and there, a reputable brick and mortar cigar shop, reach into the case, grab you a brand new Cigar lighter of equal value if they don't have the same one in stock. But I tell you, that's the way to go. You don't have to worry about mailing it off back to Cigar, waiting for them to see if they can fix it or send you a new one. You get the same one right there 10 minutes later. With that, as I was starting to say, I was a little concerned because when I first got this lighter, I said, boy, this thing's going through a lot of butane. You got to use a quality butane. Don't use some cheap crap that you buy at the hardware store. Pick it up from your local tobacconist. I use Cigar butane and a Cigar lighter. How can you complain if they say, "Oh, I used the wrong butane"? So, "Well, I used your butane." How can you say there's something wrong? Anyway, my complaint was it went through a lot of butane, but it lights my cigar each and every time. I've tried turning the flame down. Maybe it takes a little longer to get the cigar lit, quite the way I like it. You end up using the same amount of butane anyway. So I said, you know, I'm going to turn the flame back up. It won't take quite as long. You got to be careful. You shoot that flame way up, you're going to singe your eyebrows, burn your nose hairs. Your cigar is going to taste bad and smell bad because you burned your nose hairs and your eyebrows, and you got no eyelashes left and all that good stuff. You burned your mustache and your goatee and whatnot. You know, what the hell, because you're an idiot, just like me. All right, so I keep the flame pretty high. I mean, it's pretty good flame. I'm getting heat way up there. Why am I ever an idiot? But you know what? It lights my cigar each and every time. Is it windproof? Not this particular lighter. There are windproof lighters, but I'll tell you what, you get a good lighter, you turn the flame up high enough, a little bit of wind, no big deal. If it's too windy, hey, you know, even the windproof lighters blow out. They just have a little coil inside that stays hot, and when the wind dies down, the butane's reignited on that glowing coil. All right? I can flick it a couple times if I need to when the wind dies down. Whatever. Okay. So, quality lighter, or you get yourself a cheap Bic. Works just as well. I like this lighter. It's small enough, not too terribly heavy, but it's got some heft. I like something's got a little bit of beef to it. Fits in my pocket nicely. I registered it online with Cigar. Sent me this nice little leather pouch it slips into. Am I happy? Heck yeah. 70 bucks, yeah, that's a lot of money for a lighter. But you know what? Guaranteed for life. These things will kill you. Let's get back to the cigar review. See you in a bit. Here we are in the first third. Been smoking this cigar for about 30 minutes. As you can see, the burn's gone a little bit wonky. The ash fell off as I was moving from restarting the camera. I came and sat down and noticed the ash fell off. I relit it, no big deal, whatever, okay. It happens. I probably had close to a half-inch worth of ash, and I'm about there now. Again, I'm going to go ahead and tap this off my ashtray because I know it's loose and flaky. No big deal. There we go. The dog's inside there barking at me because she hears me talking outside the door. All right, so the cigar is mellowed out quite a bit. It's well balanced. It's smooth. Picking up a little bit of pepper, kind of subtle. Some minerals, some earth, those type of flavors. Not a whole lot going on. Not necessarily one-dimensional, but just not a whole lot going on. Is it a good cigar? Yeah, I'm very happy. The cigar retails for roughly $8 per stick. A little bit cheaper in a 5-pack or a 10-pack. Even cheaper in a if you buy it by the box. But they range right about $8 per stick. Yeah, definitely mineral and earth in there. Subtle hint of pepper. Kind of maybe a medium body, medium strength cigar. Real good, real pleasing. Now, before I started smoking the cigar for dinner tonight, I had a really robust, very flavorful, very salty, lots of spices on a Mediterranean pork. But I did the whole thing Mediterranean. I did the pork, it was Mediterranean. Bought it, I already had the spices on it, very salty, maybe too salty. And then I did the Mediterranean vegetables with zucchini and eggplant and red onion and some various other things with some right out of my own herb garden, some rosemary, some thyme, bay leaf, I'm sorry, not bay leaves, basil. I did use some oregano on it, a little bit of black peppercorn where you grind it right then and there. Sprinkled that on there. Some other things, but anyways, real good. Very robust, very flavorful dish. Really rich. And this cigar promised to be full-bodied, very strong, very rich. So I thought, hey, great pairing, right? Okay. So, with that in mind, maybe the meal has overpowered the cigar because the flavors are very subtle, as in comparison to the meal. However, using a very hoppy microbrew, that should counteract the meal, and it has. A full berry. Wow, a full belly. There you go. Full belly. Great microbrew, local microbrew. Great cigar. It's all about the overall experience. Real pleased with my choice. I'll come back somewhere in second, third. See you in a bit. Alright, so here we are in the second, third. Once again, I have probably 3/4 of an inch worth of ash. You can see it's a little jagged, kind of loose. I'm going to tap that ash off. There we go. Very nice. Alright. Anything new happening with the cigar? No, not really. Now, personally, I like when there's changes that occur in the smoking of the cigar with different flavor profiles and that kind of thing, different nuances as I'm smoking the cigar down. Not getting that with this. So with that in mind, I would consider this to be one-dimensional, not necessarily singular in flavor, but there's just no changes happening, nothing occurring in the flavor profile. Still very good cigar. Well balanced. A little bit of dryness to the smoke, but not bad at all. I could actually recommend this cigar to really just about anybody, whether you're a novice, that you don't have to worry about, with a novice smoker, some real rich, real forward in-your-face flavors could put you off. At the same time, something that's real subtle might put you off with, oh, I'm not tasting anything. I'm not, I don't get this, I don't get that. They say you're supposed to pick up this flavor or that flavor. Hey, you know what? It's well balanced, it's smooth, and it's good. So a novice could appreciate this, as well as an experienced cigar smoker. Some people like when the cigar is consistent throughout the burn. This cigar will give you that. It's consistent. The burn is a little bit uneven, not a real big deal. You could buy a box of them, and half of them may be inconsistent, a few may be very consistent, and a few may just give you nothing but trouble. You never know. There's always inconsistencies within a brand, within a blend, within a box. That's just the nature of cigars. They are a natural product. Cigars, when you think about it, they are a living entity, even though they are not necessarily living now, because once you pick the leaves, they stop life. But being a living entity, you could expect some kind of changes. There's going to be something that happens in a cigar as you're smoking it. They will change throughout fermentation and processing and different things like that. The aging. If you lay the cigar down in your humidor for a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road, you may pick up some other smoking characteristics. But right now, I'm very pleased. This has only been in my humidor for a few days. As I mentioned, this was gifted to me, and it was sent to me in the mail, and I put it in my humidor for a few days just to make sure everything had balanced and had settled and everything was good to go. Typically, I would like to wait a couple weeks before smoking a cigar, but this came pretty quickly, and the temperatures weren't extreme during shipping, so I felt it was okay to go ahead and smoke it within a few days. I'm happy with my decision to go ahead and smoke it fairly early, and I've been real happy with the cigar. Very good cigar, well balanced. I'm just now starting to pick up a little bit of cedar spice, that sweet cedar, maybe a subtle hint of leather in there. Once again, the flavors are kind of subtle. They're not real foreign in your face, but they are there. You have to look for them. I enjoy that as well. As much as, you know, picking up different changes throughout the burn. Sometimes you get that, sometimes you don't. I'm real happy with this. Same flavors going on. As I mentioned, I did just now pick up a little bit of cedar and leather and that kind of thing. So there are a few changes going on as I'm smoking the cigar. But we'll see what happens in the final third. I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so here we are, just about an hour in. As it's been going throughout the, to this point, I've been tapping off the ash in about, half-inch, three-quarter-inch chunks. Kind of loose and flaky, uneven burn. Starting to develop a little bit of a, not really a blister, but I'm starting to come in a little bit of a blemish here where the wrapper's coming undone. Not a big deal. It's not affecting the smoking of the cigar. Real smooth, real pleasant. Very subtle hints of earth and mineral and leather and a little bit of sweet cedar in there. It's probably not going to change a whole lot. I've only got a couple inches left until it's, right at the very, very end. So I'm really rapidly approaching the nub here. I'll go ahead and end the cigar here saying that the 601 La Bomba Nuclear has really been a pleasant cigar, and for about $8, yeah, I think you would get your money's worth out of this cigar. Real pleasant, smooth, not a real powerhouse, kind of medium body and strength cigar. And I've got my dog over here. I let her out. She's eating Japanese beetles, some wasps flying around the lights. She's not going to be too happy once she grabs one of those. Get out of there. Go on. But anyway, the cigar, am I happy? Yes, definitely. Good cigar. I'll end this review here saying that this cigar I could easily recommend to anybody, really. The price point is pretty spot on. Flavor profile, really well balanced, smooth. Has some leather, some cedar, some minerals, some earth, a little bit of cedar spice in there, hint of pepper in there. Initially, when I first lit the cigar, I got that blast of pepper. It smoothed out nicely. Just a real nice cigar. That's really about all I have to say for this cigar. So I thank you for once again watching Scorpion Cigar Reviews. Catch you next time. Got it. What are you going to do if you catch a wasp?